What is going on, all my fellow Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle figure collectors out there in YouTube land? Revolution Cowboy here, back from our TMNT figure review. This right here is Battle Shell Michelangelo, and he is my third review in the Battle Shell Turtle series. So far I've already reviewed Leonardo and Donatello from the same series of the Battle Shell Turtles, which, by the way, there will be a second wave coming out next year, but this right here is the first wave, the big gigantic ones that are just bigger versions of the 4-inch turtles that have already been released. I mean, the differences between them and the 4-inch ones, other than, well, really not much difference other than the size, is the fact they have, you know, the pupils in their eyes, so they're more show accurate, and also their toes are different. But other than that, like I said, they're just gigantic versions of the basic turtles, and plus the Battle Shell. That's also what makes them different, which that's what makes these pretty special. I have reviewed Leonardo and Donatello, like I said. If you have not seen those reviews, links are in the description. Excuse me, I kind of too fast there. Anyways, Raphael will be next. I got Michelangelo and Raphael on the same day, so his review will be posted soon after Mike's. So before I get into the articulation, the weapons, and I'll also do a scale comparison with all 4 turtles, because Michelangelo is the smallest, Donatello is the tallest, Leo and Raph are in between, though Leo is taller than Raph, and then Raph's taller than Mike. But anyways, I'll get to that in a moment. First, I'm going to bring out the box. I'll move Michelangelo off to the side. There isn't much to the box. I mean, really, there isn't no bubble of any kind. You know, the turtles are displayed in the box and you can take them out. I mean, this isn't something for men-on-card collectors. This is something made more for people who like to collect their figures loose, or like to collect them, you know, just, or more for kids anyway. But I'm a big kid hard, because I had to have these, you know. As you can see, the TMNT logo with Nickelodeon on the top is up in the upper, you know, left-hand corner. You got Battle Shell Michelangelo with the 4 turtles on the front, down the, you know, right down here where it says ages 4 and up. Over here you got, I didn't show this in the other videos, but it's already implied if you guys should already know about the review by now. Shell pops open for storage, showing Mike's different weapons in the back of a shell. Then right here, let me move my tripod up a little bit so I can zoom in on this little part here. Try to go up as high as I can. Hopefully y'all can read that. Feel free to pause the video so you can read that, because I'm not going to read it right now. I've read in the first video, so obviously, you know, and I've mentioned before, I'm pretty sure it's just a gimmick for the toys. The Battle Shell especially, turtles aren't going to open their shells up to have extra weapons, but the fact that they turn giant so they can probably battle monsters or big giant mutants. But anyways, you know, you can see right there, there's Leonardo and Donatello. Like I said, I'll bring them out here in a moment for a scale comparison. And then move the tripod back down. And right there you see Mike and Raph, and it shows different weapons that are in the back of their shells along with their main weapons. And it's a pretty cool concept. It was something I grew up with in the original turtle line, these storage shell turtles, which these are what these, you know, these are based on. Pretty much the same, but just these ones are big. Next, we'll be getting into the scale comparison, which is pretty cool that, you know, we get different sized turtles compared to the past where they were all the same size. Even though in most instances, Michelangelo has been the shortest. Not much shorter, but this time he is pretty short. So move him over a little bit so we can make room for the other turtles. We'll start with Raphael, who is the second shortest, even though he's a little bit taller, to be honest, so he's not too much short. And And you also can tell that he's got some muscle on him. Next is Leonardo, who is more the second tallest. And not as muscular as Raph, but has a little more on his body than Mikey does. I'm going to try to move them back a little bit more. And finally, here's Donatello, who is the tallest, and he's a little bit skinnier than the rest, even skinnier than Mikey. Then again, Michelangelo does eat a lot of pizza. And anyways, you know, pretty cool. Like I just said, we get a different, you know, size for each turtle. They're not all the same parts. Like I said, Raph is pretty muscular, while Donatello is pretty skinny. That's cool. We get different, you know, different parts. And then, you know, different skin tones like we usually have had in the vintage line and the 2K line and now in the current Nickelodeon line. With this time, Michelangelo is the lightest, while Raph is the darkest. Leo's got like a standard green, and Donatello is a little bit pale. Which in the past, Michelangelo was usually the darkest, and Raph was lighter, and Donatello was a little bit brownish. Leonardo's skin color is about the same as his vintage toy and the 2K version. And then you all will notice that they got the tape feet, which everybody but Leonardo has brown tape on their feet. Leonardo has more beige color for his taped feet, even though it's kind of different shades of brown for Mike, Raph, and Don. But still, they all pretty much have the same, you know, almost the same tape on their feet pretty much. Alright, now get into the articulation. You have movement at the head, which you can move all the way around, move side to side, up and down. He has movement at the shoulders, which they can go up and down. You can't go back though because the shell. You can try. This one will probably end up knocking the shell open, while this one just won't go at all. You can move them in and out. You have movement at the wrists. You have movement at the thighs, even though you can't really move them forward and back very well because of the shell. Once again, that's a problem, but hey, you know, what more do you expect? It's a turtle. I mean, you can do this, though. They do move out pretty well. So you can do those high kicks. Or you can do the splits. Ah! Michelangelo's pretty flexible. He does have movement at the knee. Not a whole lot of movement because of the knee pads. And then you can move the feet like this. And he does stand very well because of his big old feet. Now it's time to kick some butt. Let's get out his weapons. And for anyone who's been following TMNT for a long time, or been watching the new Nickelodeon series, or you watched the original cartoon, or hell, even if you've read the old comics, you should know by now his weapon is the nunchaku, which he has 2 of them, and they are right here in the back of his belt. And I will say, as Rardell, these were not easy to put into his belt when I got the figure. I mean, don't really risk tearing them, but the nunchucks will come apart if you're not careful. But it is cool that they are chain link nunchucks, and though they're plastic, but still pretty cool. You know, you got the chain link's not the same color as the nunchucks, so that's not bad compared to his, you know, his 4-inch toy. And just put them in his hands, like so. And there you go. Michelangelo's ready to kick some butt with his nunchucks. And I suppose if you want to, he could hold just one in both hands, but I don't think that's really possible because of the way it's made. You would probably do it like this, because otherwise you would risk snapping the chain. Well, I mean, I guess not too bad. You just gotta hold it in a certain position. Then, when you're done with the nunchucks, put them back in his belt. And like I said, they are not easy to put in, so you do have to be careful, otherwise you will snap the chains apart, but they're easy to put back together anyway. But still, it's just an inconvenience. There you go, right there. Now let's open up his battle shell and reveal his weapons. Yeah, this weapon right here, which he has used in the show, I can't remember what it's called. I think it began with a K, but I don't remember. Or maybe an N. I remember he and Don got new weapons in the series that I thought were going to be their main weapons, but I'm glad they stuck with the nunchucks and the bow staff. But still, it's an alternate weapon. It's like a chain sickle-like weapon. It's not as long as I thought it would be, but still, it's just similar to the nunchucks. Too bad this is not painted, since they normally don't paint their weapons in their battle shell, just except for their main weapons. Then pull out these, his shuriken. If this one wants to come out, may have to use his chain stick weapon here to get it out. It's stuck in the shell. It does not want to come out. It is stuck in there. Oh boy. It's a good thing it's a flimsy plastic, because you could risk breaking it if you try to snap it off like that. Anyways, close the shell up. And like with Leo and Don and eventually Raph, he can hold the shuriken in his hands. So he can throw him at the foot soldiers. Which, take a look at the shuriken real quick. It's pretty cool, like cool looking star here. You know, when each turtle gets their own version of their shuriken. Like Donatel's, his looks more like a buzzsaw, while Leo has like a, I think like a 6, 7, 8 pointed one, while Raph has a 4-pointed one like Mike's, but it looks different than Mike's, you know. But still, it's cool. They all have their own shuriken. Think about his hands. This weapon, I don't know, it doesn't look as good as I thought it was going to look. I don't think it attaches to anything. It's just, I don't know. Looks a little bad hanging out of his hand like that. It's kind of a shame maybe it doesn't attach to his nunchucks, but I guess if you take these chains off and combine with the nunchucks, I guess that could work, but I just don't want to do that right now. And of course it can be held in either hand, but I think the nunchucks are better than that weapon there. And once again, when you're done with the weapons, so you don't lose them, just put them back in the battle shell. Like that. Which I guess would help if they were like, it was more like this, so it'd match up. And then this, it gets a little complicated. So you just do this right here. And there you go. Close back up. And finally, before I end the review, like all TMNT figures, you get your little guide that shows you all the current toys that are out now. The only thing you won't see are any of the new toys that were shown at Comic-Con that will be released next year. But pretty much everything that has been released in retail is in this thing right here, including a new Cockroach Terminator and Rat King, who I've yet to see, and then the Stealth Turtles, who I have seen. So as soon as I get my hands on them, I don't know if I'll review them or not, because they'll mostly be on card. And the Flingers, I have yet to see the Throwing Battle Turtles yet, but I'm pretty sure they'll be out by Christmas time. And back here, the vehicles and the play sets. Anyways, that is my review of Battle Shell Michelangelo. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Probably was not the best review. I tried my best. But I hope you all enjoyed it anyway. I know there's a lot of fans of Michelangelo out there. Me, I personally like Leonardo, but I've always liked Michelangelo. You know, he's always the goofball. He's always got jokes, and come on, you gotta love the guy's party attitude. I mean, who isn't a party animal? Not Shredder. But anyways, feel free to leave me your comments. Let me know what you think about this figure. Rate the video. And as always, subscribe for more TMNT reviews, or if you want to see wrestling, Power Rangers, or whatever else I have the chance to review. As always, I am Revolutionary Cowboy. Rock on, keep collecting, and Boogashah!